answers prayer. He really answers prayer. A few weeks ago, I had one of those days. One of those days where just everything seems to go wrong, and everything seems to go wrong at the same time. And I don't want to share all the details with you, but just suffice it to say I was really miserable. And I basically forgot to pray until I was deeply depressed. And at that point, all I could do was moan. Lord, why? Why? Why are you letting all these things happen to me? And I've got to admit, it was less of a prayer and more of a complaint, and I didn't really expect an answer. I figured since I had waited so long to pray and I was so self-absorbed, I don't know. But once I started feeling my prayers just kind of bouncing off the ceiling, I got up off my knees, and I just kind of wandered around the house. I wandered out to the garage, and I looked out a window, just trying to see if anyone out there was as miserable as I was. That's when I noticed this little cocoon up in the corner of the window. You know, a cocoon. Now, I've seen lots and lots of cocoons in my days, but I've never seen a caterpillar going in. I've never seen a butterfly coming out. I've never seen a cocoon that I thought had anything going on inside of it. But this day, this cocoon was moving. It was wiggling. And being resigned to the idea that nothing else good was going to happen this day, I decided to pull up a chair and watch it for a while, see if something might happen. Sure enough, about an hour later, an hour after the wiggling had started, this little tiny hole opened up in the bottom of the cocoon, and a butterfly started to back out. And being in the emotional state I was in, I decided this was an answer to prayer. Thanks, Lord. Thanks for the new beginnings. It's not a new job, but thanks. Anyway, at this point I'd become quite captivated by the little cocoon, so I decided to watch it long. And progress was slow. Another hour passed, and this little butterfly had just gotten a small part of his abdomen out of the cocoon. And he wasn't struggling with the same intensity that he had been struggling with in the beginning. And I could relate to that. Another full hour went by, and this little butterfly had maybe half of its abdomen outside of the cocoon, and now he was barely moving. He was barely moving. And I thought sure he was in trouble. I mean, he looked gassed. So, I took action. I got up, I went inside the house, I went into the bathroom, and I dug out a pair of those little cuticle scissors. And I went back out to the garage, and I took those cuticle scissors, and I carefully snipped away the side of the cocoon. Within 5 minutes, I had freed him from what I thought was surely sheer torture. This butterfly was free. That wasn't the end for my little friend. He dangled from the end of the cocoon for a little while his wings dried out. But even after his wings dried out, he never took flight. Never. A few days later, he died. What kind of an answer to prayer is that? guess it wasn't really an answer to prayer at all, just my imagination running wild again. So I forgot about the butterfly. Until this morning. This morning, I was sitting there answering email, and suddenly that butterfly just popped into my head. No reason, just popped into my head. And he wouldn't let go. I just had to search for information about butterflies. I saw more websites about butterflies than you could ever imagine. More information than I ever wanted to know. Butterfly diet, butterfly anatomy, butterfly ecology, reproduction, you name it. And then I finally found what I was looking for. But it wasn't what I expected. You see, it turns out the butterfly needs the struggle inside of the cocoon to stimulate blood circulation to its wings. He needs the struggle to make him strong. By helping that butterfly when he didn't need help, I actually short-circuited his development. He needed to struggle against the resistance of that cocoon so he could build strength in his wings so he could fly. I may be really thick sometimes, but I got that. Thank you, Lord. Thanks.